my xcf440. It's a 2000. The guy who had it before me crashed it. I don't exactly know the story, but he crashed it, and this little piece is cracked. Otherwise, the hood is, pretty good. I have a whole nother cowl upstairs, but it's just plain red, and that one's fine too. But the big problem is this tie rod is real bad. It's bent real bad. I'll be able to straighten this tie rod out, but the tie rod end, the threads are probably a little messed up, so I might have to buy a tie rod end. And but the trailing arm was replaced because that got slammed too. I don't know if you can see it, but when you look at my sled, the ski is kind of tilted in a little bit because of that. So hopefully I'll get that fixed before the snow starts flying. And what else? The sled was basically, when I got it, basically a whole fucking cob job. But like this, I don't know if you can see that, but this is real bad. It's just rigged up, this little trailing arm, the trailing arm and the tie rod, just like rigged up there, so it's I rode it around the yard once, but I didn't, obviously go crazy because that's not really hooked up very well at all. It's got racing bars on them. Kill switch doesn't work. All the warmers work. One of my headlight bulbs is out, but it does work. Key doesn't work. Tether doesn't work. Wire's just hanging out. The wiring in this thing was absolutely atrocious. He had wires running right past the clutches and the belt. A wire rubbing on the brake rotor. It was real bad. So I rerouted some of it. It's not completely done yet, but I've only had it for like 3 days. I'm gonna put a bar pad up here and get all this wiring done. The kill switch gonna work. The key's gonna work. I don't really care about the tether, so I don't know if I really want to get it working. I will. Gauges work and everything. The suspension. I don't really know about that, so if you guys can comment on it. I mean, I haven't really looked at it yet, really. I haven't had it outside to look at it. But, like, I can lift the sled up, and it'll just sink right down, and it'll bottom out. So, and when I jump on it, it's not springy at all. So I'm thinking my shock is broken, like my spring. Or I need to get it recharged, but there's a little metal piece that they rigged up on there. And I think it's so the sled doesn't, like, go all the way down to the ground. So I think my shock might be broke. This I don't get. It's got a black tank. It was clear. I don't know if you guys can see that right there, but it was clear. And the gas gauge is broken. So, clear tank. So let's paint it black. Yeah, that makes sense. Thing was pretty much rigged up when I got it. Track is in decent shape, not bad at all. Studded. I don't know how many studs, but it's not bad. It's not missing too many studs at all, but it is studded. Track is pretty alright. It's not bad at all. My taillight, I did that last night. I tinted it because it was red like the seat, but I tinted it, and that looks pretty nice. It's like that window tint, you can't see into it, but you can see out of it just fine. So it doesn't, the brightness of the taillight isn't dull at all. Just a little K&N air filter sticker there. Let's check out underneath the hood, I guess. It's a Reed valve 440 fan. Got my primary off, my primary clutches and whatnot, you know, because gonna clean them up, get them real nice, so that she's real nice and quick. But I'll show you them right now. They ain't bad at all. They just need to be cleaned up. Got a little oil on them, not, you know, a little bit of sticky grease or whatever, you know, sludge, whatever you want to call it. But they just need to be cleaned up so she's nice and quick. But the stock pipe is pretty weird looking, but it sounds real nice. Right now I have my airbox off because I'm just doing this wiring, and I was just gonna clean that out today. And but when I got it, the fan shroud wasn't on, the head was put on backwards, the carbs had no clamps on them, the oil hoses weren't hooked up. It was just a mess. It was basically just thrown together. So I ended up going to the hardware store, spending maybe $25 on carb clamps, some fuel line hoses, some oil line hoses, some degreaser, some brake parts cleaner, some zip ties for the wiring, and got that pretty much all done. Just got to do some wiring right now, and other than that, the motor's all set to go. Just got to do some wiring, get that trailing arm and that tie rod fixed, and get the suspension fixed, and she'll be ready to go. Let me let you hear it real quick. It is a cold start. It's been sitting for a day, yeah, and no choke. Yeah, so that's my 2000 xcf440. I got it for pretty much a steal, half the price it's worth as is. So yeah.